He's a filmmaker who makes us believe that variety is indeed the spice of life, and this legendary actor is someone who makes us feel that it's not just wine that gets finer with the day, but also some fabulous actors like him. Thank you so much for joining us here in Bollywood Live.
Thank you so much for having us, ma'am.
Okay, do you believe that he's one actor who just surprises you each time with a different role, with a different avatar, with a different expression?
Yeah, and every time. It's not now. I mean, since the last 45 years, he's been doing it. So I think we have grown up watching his films, and it's always a desire to, work that someday. And finally, I'm so excited that I'm working and working with an more of an presently as an actor and then a star. Obviously, he's a star and legend, but I'm more happy that I'm working with an actor who understands cinema and acting and art, so that's very important.
Mr. Bachchan, you have worked with him previously in Piku, which was a light-hearted film, of course, and then coming to Pink, where we see you in a completely different avatar.
I worked with Shoojit on many ad campaigns much before I actually started working on film. We did a film called Shoojit, which we completed. It's ready and has not been released for some weird reasons. And then we did Piku. But really, I want to ask is, why is there always this question and surprise as, you did this before, now you're doing this? I think that this is the life of an actor. This is the life of any creative person. It's the life of Shoojit Sircar as a director. He does ad campaigns, which have a different concept and a different field altogether. He did a film Shoojit, which is something different. He did Vicky Dona, then he did Madras Cafe, diametrically opposite in theme. Then he did Piku, which is again diametrically opposite. Now he's doing Pink. I think this is a huge creative process and a creative liberty with any person who is wanting to be associated with creations. So don't be surprised by that, because we look for these moments when we can be challenged and we want to do something challenging. And we want to make sure that whether we are capable enough of living up to the challenge that has been thrown at us or the challenge that he, as a person, has taken it upon himself.
But like I said earlier, it is very few actors these days or very few superstars who actually live up to the challenge. A lot would also like to play to a gallery of audience.
No, I think that is wrong. Every actor that has worked with him has lived up to the challenge that was thrown to him. Tell me one film of his where actors
I'm talking about the other actors in the industry. There are a lot of them who would rather do a masala entertainer.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Please don't be with that concept. It's just that nobody has approached them with that role. And if somebody does, I'm sure that they will be capable enough of doing it.
But Pink is generally a color or a concept that is associated with the women. So when you got him on board, were there any apprehensions about it? Or were you very clear about,
I don't think I worked with the intention that, my name in the credit title should come first. I should have all the best lines in the film. I should be seen 90% of the film. No. I just work because I like the story, I like the maker. And yes, I like my character, which I want to portray.
And I think it's not just the Pink. And if you see the Pink poster or the Pink logo on the title, there are two hands also there. Yes, I mean, they also signify something, So when you watch that film, you'll know. But no, I think no apprehensions. We were very sure that what we want to make and we want what we are going to make. That I think we were pretty much sure from the first day.
Okay. There are a lot of prejudices about women. Which is that one most bizarre prejudice that you heard someone talk about or that you have witnessed?
There's not one. I think it's everything. I think as soon as you, I've got two daughters. And as soon as you tell your daughter who is 10-year-old, sit cross-legged, we have finished her completely. That's when it starts, and starts from home. So I have seen that because I have two daughters. Otherwise, I wouldn't have experienced this. So I think that mindset needs to change from there. So there are many things but I think it all starts from home, I feel.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Bachchan? Is there any one prejudice about women that kind of baffles you, that kind of surprises you?
Prejudices have been created by society. You aren't born with them. It's the kind of atmosphere that exists in a family, in the environs that you move around in the society that predominates you, in the kind of mindset that people put their thoughts within you, that decides how a woman should behave, how a lady should behave, etc., etc., etc. There are many things. But if humans have made these prejudices, then humans have the strength to break them as well.
Absolutely.
And that is what I think by and large, is what society and everyone, particularly in this country, is beginning to realize. You being a lady and doing an interview for a channel is a demolition of a prejudice, I believe. To see many ladies working on film sets is a huge revelation for me. That's a huge weapon. It's a huge defiance of some of the prejudices. I come from an era when the only lady that we saw was either the leading lady or her chaperone, the mother. That's it. But look, you go on a set now, you know, almost 60 to 70% of the workforce, they're all women. And that's wonderful to watch.
Also, talking about the industry, there are certain kind of, you know, perceptions and certain kind of an association that you have. Again, a prejudice. One industry-related prejudice that kind of has shocked you or surprised you?
No, I think we are as responsible as a citizen of this country. We abide by the law of the land. Yes, we are looked upon because we are in the film world more strongly. Because they think that we make the society. No, we don't make the society. We rather reflect the society in our movies. So it's not right to look at only the film personalities or the people attached to film that they are doing wrong for the society. No, I do not agree with that. So no, I think Bollywood has rather helped in wiping out a lot of taboos. And I think cinema's job is that at some point, entertain and also educate at some point.
To me, there are two that come out very prominently. One is the credit titles in the movies, and the other is the pay scale. And about the pay scale, there's been a lot of debate in other forms of activities, in sports and so on and so forth. In the credit titles, I think Shah Rukh Khan took a very brave step in announcing Deepika's name first before his in his film. And, you know, I would urge Shoojit to do something similar for Pink. Unless your credit titles have already been done, I would have no objection whatsoever if my name is not there as the first in the credit titles. I would love for the three girls' names to be there and me somewhere in the end.
I will definitely
that's one. The second is about the pay scale, and there's been a lot of debate that, you know, women are not given the same amount of salary. I don't know whether this is relevant or not, or whether because of circumstances this has happened, but I can tell you one thing. In Piku, Deepika Padukone was paid more than me.
Okay.
That says two things. One, that she's obviously more important than me, and two, that I've lost my price scale, you know, because I've been working for so long. I'm not that important enough to get that kind of money.
That's not true. I'm sure, like,
no, but
the fact
it is.
the fact that still an audience wants to watch you.
But I think what's harm if it's a woman's character is that, and she is as though it's okay. So, for example, when we do like everybody asks me, is it a woman-centric film? I said, why? Because a woman has a stronger character. That's why it's a woman-centric film. So there's many films which are, you know, the heroes are there, the mans are there. It's not a man-centric film. So don't see the film that because a woman's image is there on the poster, it's a woman-centric film. No, it's a cinema, it's a film, it's a story. She is maybe the hero of the film.
Recently, Alia Bhatt in an interview said that she would never come out in the open about her relationship because of the fear of being slut-shamed. Keeping in sync with the trailer that we have seen of Pink, there is a certain prejudice that is attached when a woman comes out. What's your comment on Alia's this thing? Would there be an advice or a suggestion that you would give her?
But she has the right to be personal, to be quiet, and absolutely not disclose or talk about it. Because she's a known face, she's a celebrity. Yeah. You don't say that about Bandra Bandstand when you see ladies with their boyfriends sitting in somewhat amorous conditions.
I have an advice for Alia if she's feeling scared of this slut shame. My advice to Alia is, whenever you get time, watch Pink, and I'm sure your mind will change. You may change your decision, you will be much more brave.